Welcome everybody to Into the Score. My name is Avishai Darash. I'm your host for this podcast. And Into the Score, as always, we have such interesting people from arts, culture, day-to-day politics, and underlining entrepreneurship. And today we have with us Andrea Beugger of Beugers of Beugger.
Yes. Hello.
Hello. Hi. Hi. Yeah, this intro, in case you're wondering, it's because I didn't know how to say your name properly, and you gave me 3 different versions. So I just did all 3 versions.
Thank you very much. I appreciate.
You feel seen? Yes.
I feel heard, especially.
Okay, that's good. That's good. So, Andrea, take me from the beginning. I want to know about you. I want to know about your life. What brought you to this moment? You're a professional dancer. What is the thing that introduced you to dance? Where were you born? What did you do this morning? What brought you here?
This morning? Well, wait. Okay, let's. This morning? You want to know what I did this morning?
No, we can get to it, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if your life story is so short, but I don't think it's that short, right? You have things
No,
to
I'm
tell.
58, so we can spend quite a time.
Okay, I like
to
it.
spend this time till I'm here this morning. 58 and a half.
And a half. Okay, so maybe in the end of the podcast, it's 59.
If we want to take time, yes.
So tell me, where were you born in the Netherlands?
Oh, no. I'm born in Switzerland.
In Switzerland.
Yes,
okay.
I'm born in Switzerland in a small town called Winterthur. And if you want to compare it with the idea of it, if you are from the Netherlands, I would say it's Tilburg. So,
okay,
you
cool.
have to have the idea of Tilburg, and that would be Winterthur in Switzerland. Yes, it's
Okay.
an industrial city, which is not anymore that industrial. And, growing up in a small town, close to a bigger city, vibrant like Amsterdam, but that would be Zurich. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So then you get a bit an idea where I live. So I don't live in the mountains because a lot of people think when I say Winterthur, oh, it's skiing, winter, great. It's more hilly. Like, for us Swiss people, it's more hilly
So
country.
the yodeling is like slower.
Yeah, the yodeling is in the Alps and in Appenzell. And actually...
Can
God,
you yodel?
Well, now I start talking already. Do you really have time? Do you think the people want to listen to that?
This is hilarious.
No, I can't yodel, but my my grandfather is coming from the Alder family, which is one of the most famous yodel family from Appenzell.
Wow.
And Appenzell is a region in Switzerland which is in close to the Alps, and which they really. I mean, my grandfather was really living on an Alp, and there, so his families were all yodelers, famous yodelers.
It's a grandmaster yodel.
Yes, and other kinds of sounds and music. What I really like also, oh my God, sorry. They have this kind of balls. I don't know if you know it. Maybe some people know it. And they take a coin, which we don't have anymore, but it's from the past. I'm talking a big coin, Rijksdalder, or how is it called? And then you turn it in this ball, and then you have to swing it a little bit, and then it makes a really beautiful sound, a very meditative sound. Yes, and so I'm so happy I still know this or have this knowledge of
Do you
making
have
music
the ball
and sound.
at home?
No, but you can take any ball and you can practice.
okay.
I mean, of course, it's nice if they have how you say a pattern where the coin can stay in it. Rille.
Yeah.
That's the Dutch
Like
word.
the rails.
Yeah, with rails. So it's easier to do it. Yes, but you need to have a certain swing that it keeps on going. So yes.
So, thanks for this great anecdote. Could you tell me more about your upbringing? Like, so you basically grew up next to Zurich, and then what is the thing that introduced you into dancing?
Yes, it was actually my doctor. or let's say the doctor of my mother. No, I was a very quiet child, very pale, very skinny, very small, and not daring to do anything. I couldn't connect easily, very closed up.
Like introverted?
Very introvert, insecure, like a little Bambi, I would say. My grandfather called me also Bambi. So my mother got a bit worried about me. Is everything fine with her? So she brought me to the doctor, and then he examined me. I don't know, can't remember. I was 4, and then he said, "Oh yeah, it's fine with her. She just needs to move a little bit. Just put her in a dance class. Maybe that could help." So she put me in a dance class, and that's how I started.
And was it like you went on the traditional route of ballet in the beginning? And
No. I was, and as I say, it was in Winterthur, so there is not really like a classical school there. In Zurich, yes, but no, she put me in an amateur school where little kids were moving, and I was very lucky because and that's so nice to talk now about this, because I somehow, now I'm 58, I actually, in my training and my dance training I do right now, I go back to my roots. And that was when I was 4. And this dance teacher actually, we were playing, we were improvising. We went in our fantasy worlds, and by moving. And so improvising, it was improvising. And I think all the little kids' dance schools start with playing a song or playing an animal. You know, I mean, it's very cute.
Yeah.
And I think while I was biking here, you know, like what my main energy goals are, why I'm so driven and why I'm still dancing, is I think being in a fantasy world. I mean, since I was a child, the most place I wanted to be, the place I like to be, is in a fantasy world, in a imagery world where I can create, where I believe in, like escaping a bit the naturalism or the
mundane, actually the regular
yes,
world.
The regular world.
So more fantastic, more like imaginary.
Yeah, creating your own universe. You're creating your own world with everything in it, you know, and of course also that's the first one. I remember as a child that was my strength, and I still have this strength, and I still train with this strength. And the other one is being physical. I mean, through figuring out that I need to dance, that the doctor said this girl needs to dance or move, I figured out that. The most, how can I say, the most place where I feel most alive is when I move. Yes, when I move. And then it can be any kind of moving. I mean, dancing is a beautiful one because you do it on music, mostly. It doesn't need to be on music. You can also use your own rhythm. But also, I mean, and therefore I have to say I'm very privileged, or very happy, not privileged, but very happy that I grew up in Switzerland, or maybe that's also my nature surrounding I am attached to. Maybe if I would have grown up in the jungle, I would be attached to the jungle, I don't know. But having such a beautiful nature around me made me also really enjoy being outside in the nature, so walking, hiking, skiing, skating, ice skating, swimming. Well, you can name any sport activity outside in the nature makes me fulfilled next to dancing.
And do you remember it hitting you, or let's say being so clear in the first dance lesson already that this is something that you want to do for the rest of your life, or was it a gradual thing?
Oh, you know, I was 4, so I can't really remember everything. I always think what I find so interesting of looking back is always like, how can you remember things? You know, how can you look at things back? And of course, photos helps you to remember certain moments in your life. Of course, also what your parents told you, and also interesting enough, I still have very good friends in Switzerland, which I encounter when I was 6. My best girlfriend is when I was actually 6. So we still talk a lot about this time when we were small, where you can't remember everything, and she mentions things I don't remember anymore. And so beautiful, it makes you so full, or holes you don't know anymore. You know, these black holes you don't know anymore, and then they get filled
blind
up.
Spots, yeah,
the blind spots.
Yeah.
So you can also analyze again who you were. You know, so I on this podcast we are now in. I want to advise everyone. I didn't have the chance, unfortunately, because my parents really died very young. But really talk to your parents, talk to your grandparents. If you have a good bond, or if not, also try to make a kind of good bond, so you can realize and go back again why you are who you are. Yeah, and also remembering stories. They really maybe remember when I was 4. You know, if my my mother would still live, I could ask her.
But take me to this. You said your parents passed away when you were very young. What happened exactly there? How old were you when it happened?
My father was 19. I was 19.
You were 19.
Yeah, I was 19. Yeah. So consider myself young then, but I am already an adolescent. I think if you are even younger, it's even
even more impactful.
Work to get over this. So I was 19. He had cancer in the skin cancer. Melanoma, yes, which we realized at this time much too late. It was too late. But anyway, now we're talking about my father. What about?
Yeah. We're talking about you.
Are you interested in knowing my father?
I'm interested in you.
Okay, good.
In you, yeah.
Good. So please interrupt me if you think that I think it's important to say certain.
I'm having a good time with how you take it to different subjects. It's like I love it. I just need to kind of direct it a little bit.
Yes, of course. That's what I mean. Yeah. No. Also, and my mother died 6 years later. She was then. So my father was 49. It's really young.
Wow, it's young.
Yeah, it's really young, and it was really funny. I think I was in a piece where we were talking about certain situations, and I remember the sentence I was saying in this piece was, "I have now 1 year to live, and then I'm on the age when my father died."
When you hit 48 yourself.
Yeah, I was 48, and I was in this performance, and we had to mention certain things in life. Every dancer had something else he, her, she mentioned, and I mentioned that was my phrase, and I was very happy to share this phrase. Yes, and it's also really again also re-looking at your life. You know, it's always this kind of moments in life every one of us has, and everyone has it on a different moment in their life, and in their life development they have themselves. And this was one of mine. I was 48, and knowing. Because I was 19 when my father died, so just the perspective to look at certain ages and time in space was interesting to me, and also to share that with the public and the universe. Was nice.
Okay, so I just want to go back a little bit before that, like what is the thing? Because when you said very young, I thought like 6 or something.
Young, yeah.
But what I want to know first, before we get to that, such life-changing experience that you had other life-changing experiences which brought you to the profession that you have today. And I want to know, did you have moments in your dance career, the beginning of that career, the studying, the training, where you remember it as a clear as day, thinking, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life? Dance, be on stage, and share this physicality with people.
When that was?
I mean, whenever it happened to you during your teenage years.
When this happened.
Yeah.
How, yeah. how can I say? It was not such a clear moment like, oh, now I want to be a dancer. I mean,
Okay.
it was a bit of time spending. Oh, how can I say?
No, process, basically.
It's a bit of stretch,
Yeah.
time stretch, because especially when you are younger or when you have to define yourself what you're going to do with your work, and that can also change during the years, of course. But I think it's quite, or at least in my time, it was quite hard. And I guess also still now, because I coach also young students, which are in this phase of who should I become, where should I go, what kind of dancer am I? How can I say? I was in Switzerland anyway. In comparisons to Holland at this time, I'm talking now about the 90s, 80s, 90s. It was not so common, or there were no dance educations, let's say like this. No dance education in modern dance, because I was already 16, 17 when I started to have to think about what do I want to become, or at least I started late. I'm a late bloomer in a lot of things, and it's okay. It's okay if you are a late bloomer. No, it's true. It's
I'm with you. I started late with the piano. Yes, I'm with you. I'm with you. So I'm
because
completely.
especially now, time goes quicker and quicker, and you're forced to make decisions, and then you're 16, 17, and what should you be? And it's quite a stress. I kept on going quite long to school, and lucky me, I had parents or a father at this time who could support me financially. So I also didn't have to go to work, because I had financial support to study and study again, without
worrying about sustenance, but living.
No, and that's why it was so changing moment
when he passed away.
Because that was also, I mean, let's say there was one school in Switzerland which was called the Tanztheater, which was a modern education, because with 16, 17, becoming a ballet dancer, it's a bit late.
Okay.
And before that, I never thought of, what should I be? I enjoyed my youth, which I'm very happy that I enjoyed it so long. Because that's why I think also that I'm still in the dance, next to that I had time to decide what I wanted to become. If I can look at it back,
What was the profession of your father?
He could do anything. He was quite talented. He was quite special. But he worked in, he was general director of auto, of garage. Yes, so he had he sold cars basically, but he sold the he was one of the biggest in Switzerland of selling one branch, and so yes.
Okay, so there were resources in the family basically. It wasn't something that he had to stretch himself to be able to support you.
No.
Okay.
He was
So
financially he was.
affluent.
I mean, he worked like crazy. He was a workaholic.
Yes,
he was a workaholic. I never saw him. I mean, he worked. He was working, and he loved to work, and that was his passion, to be with people selling. He was also having a football club. So he was the president of a football club also. So he was just very outgoing.
Renaissance man a bit. In that
Renaissance?
sense. Yeah.
Oh, what is that?
No, sounds like he had a lot of different types of interests, and he would go deep into different types of hobbies, and he had a very full life, full of knowledge. I guess literature also.
No. He was a living man. He was a simple man, but a very driven man. Yes, and very clever how to deal with people. Yes. He was not an educated man.
Okay.
No. He didn't study. He didn't. No. He was very basic, simple, and
No Renaissance.
As
forget
am
about
I.
it.
As I am
Yeah.
am I. Yeah, no, I consider myself from a working class.
So you're dancing. You're going to that school in Zurich in that moment, right?
Yeah, to this private school, which
Private
was
school.
quite expensive. So
Yeah.
he supported me in that. Yes.
Yeah, and
So
then-
otherwise I could not have done it.
And then 19 comes and he gets diagnosed when you're 19, I guess. How long did it give? Was he? How long?
6
was,
months.
6 months.
Yeah.
Wow. So stage 4 cancer basically he had.
Yeah.
And then he's getting the diagnosis. How does that day look for you?
First we didn't believe it. I mean, he also he like tried to figure out. He tried any kind of hoe zeg je dat nu? Treatment.
Yeah.
Any kind of different treatment. All treatments he tried, and of course, at this time back then, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Anyway, we had which was really great. He had a good friend, which he was his main doctor, and because he didn't want it when it was clear that he will die, that it's nothing can help anymore.
Yeah.
There was one doctor helping us that he didn't had to go to hospital, so he could die at home.
Ah, okay.
Yes. So. Now I'm getting a bit emotional. Me and my mother, or let's say me and the doctor, really took care of him. Yes,
Yeah.
till he died. Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes.
these 6 months, basically, your life changed from one.
Yeah, and it was quite difficult because I just did the audition for Codarts in Rotterdam before the summer, and I was taken. And I was really looking forward to move to Rotterdam and do this education, because then I think I really decided, okay, now I become a dancer. Moving out of my country, deciding to go to another place, getting accepted in the Netherlands internationally, made me clear, okay, I go for it. I really go for it. I think that's the question from way before.
Yeah.
I think that's for me the point where I said, okay, and now that's straightforward.
And everything happened in such proximity, I guess, right? That you're getting accepted this, and then the diagnosis of your father.
Yes, and it was quite. It was quite not stressful, but it was quite. We didn't know when my father will die. I mean, the doctor
But
said.
you knew 100% that he's gonna pass.
I mean, we knew that he will pass away, but we don't know. Is it 9 months? Is it 6 months? Is it?
Oh, that's nerve-wracking.
It's 12 months. I mean, you can't predict exactly when you will die, and it's strange. And so, it was August, and I knew I should go now to Rotterdam to get a house, to move, and he was still alive. I mean, and then I said, okay, I will not go if he will still live, also in the bed. I mean, he was basically drugged on heroin, because otherwise he wouldn't survive
in pain,
in complete pain. So and I gave this infusion. I learned how to give this infusion. I washed him also. I washed his body, and I was quite in not panic, but I mean I knew I will stay at my side of my father, so I will not go. And then he really passed away 1 week before I should start.
Really? Did you still go after
so
that?
I went, yes. As soon he died,
So
I went.
the mourning process, rouwproces.
Yeah, the rouwproces, yeah.
Was basically happening in a different country.
Yeah.
So you were basically getting this like clean slate, new experiences. Yeah. Was it also a little bit of distraction also from that?
No, because when you see, especially your father. I mean, I saw my father 3 months like a skeleton, and not anymore in the way
that
how he was. He was such a strong person, And then you see this body of hope. I mean, this body of nothing. For me, I actually, I only wished him, to, and I think. it's just a different way to
Yeah.
experience a body. I mean, like this, you
Yeah.
know, and a person like this. So I think we had a really strong bond. I
Yeah.
think he felt that also. He felt also the dependence on me somehow. That I was his last force somehow, life force.
Yeah.
Yes, and it was really interesting. If you want that I share this experience,
Please.
where I believe, or I start to believe in this moment, that there is something stronger than we know. If stronger than we know in connection to certain people you have. And I mean, I didn't know that I had such a strong connection, but of course I built this up, taking care of my father, like washing him,
Right.
giving him the drugs that he could live. But I was out. He was at home. I just put him back in his bed. I was out because, of course, you still need to live also a little bit. So I went out to see a movie. It's a outside summer movie. Outside movie, how you say?
Like just like outside the screen outside.
Yeah,
being
outside. It's in the summer. You sit outside and you watch all the movie
so
outside.
Summer screening.
Summer screening. And it was a really beautiful film. And middle of the film, I was with, at that time, my boyfriend, watching the movie. And middle of the film, I said, I need to go home. And he said, why? We can't, look, come on, it's 20 minutes and the film is over. I bring you home. I said, no, I go now. I said, why you want to go now? And I really, I walked away.
Wow.
I went home. I went to my father. I lied next to my father. I caressed him. And then he was there. I don't know what he said, if he said something or I don't know, because he was so in drug. I went to bed and that was actually the night he died. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing it.
Yeah. And so that's what I wanted to share with you. I never would have believed in a certain kind of force like this calling. For me, it was very clear someone was calling me, that I knew I had to go. Yeah,
it was.
And
like,
that's a life experience I never had after that. No.
Do you feel his presence sometimes?
I quite danced. I was then also in Codarts, and I think all the year in Codarts, when I was in Codarts at the education in Rotterdam, and the dance education in Rotterdam, I think the whole 3 years I was there, I dedicated to him. Yeah. Or he was always there. It was when I had a performance, not always, but when I had a performance, I danced for him. Yes. Yeah.
It's quite amazing because I mean I lost my mom 10 years ago, and it's quite amazing that like it's almost like, I mean, if I hear your story from the side, it's like you didn't know if you're going to go on this journey to Codarts, which will change your life forever, because you had to take care of your father, and actually he made space for you to go just a week before, so you wouldn't give up this opportunity. Because you know, I remember when I lost my mom, it's like I had some resentment towards her in the sense of that she just didn't take care of herself towards the end, and it was like she just worked herself to death almost. You know, it was just like that was like her thing, to work and be of like value to people around her. And then because I lived here already, and then I came to Israel to like say goodbye, and then I saw her in such a bad state, and then I thought, why didn't you take care of yourself? You know, and then you realize that there is a choice, even like on a very basic level, to not listen to signs, not listen to, you know, take it easy, not listen to that. And actually, funny enough, I dedicated a lot of the things that happened afterwards in my career to her. But without that loss that happened, I couldn't make that giant leap to become an adult, actually, you know. So, because, I mean, you said you lost your mom 6 years later, right? For me, at least, my mom, when I lost her, I realized like there is not that person in my life anymore that I can just call and she'll tell me that everything is fine. and life is good and you're doing good, it's like I need to start giving it to myself. And to start giving it to yourself, at least for me, my experience was that I'm really becoming a man. And and the kid died with her, you know?
Yeah.
It was very, very tough. Do you see something similar, that you had to like kind of become a woman after he passed away? Or, I mean, you were 19, you moved to Codarts, 3 years being in this like, you know, trajectory of just studying and being completely immersed in it. Did it help you to cope with it also, with the loss, or?
Maybe, of course, because I was in another country, another completely surrounding, another language, another focus about me being a dancer. Yes, of course, it was also tough in this way, and now I had to work. I had to gain my money because my mother didn't had an incomes. We were not. There was no agreements and security.
Oh, man.
Take care.
Oh, man.
Make good decision when people, or before you die, what do you leave behind or not, or take care of that. And so we didn't have the possession anymore. I mean, let's say I had to work for my living. So that was definitely life-changing. I worked every weekend. I worked holidays. So my life drastically changed from this happy girl doing anything what she wants to, okay, now you have to...
Reality,
now you have to work and earn your own money.
You think that's connected also to what you said before, that it's like you have this affiliation to fantasy world and escapism? Does it have to do also with maybe what happened, of like having such a revolutionary stop? Do you understand what I mean? Like, you were living in a fairy tale, your dad would pay for everything, you were supported, he dies, you have to wake up, rude awakening, like ice bath basically every single day. Does this pull you more and more into escapism, into fantasy world, you think?
I don't know. I don't know.
Into
but
metaphor.
I think maybe I'm also a bit like, I made this decision to dance, and I'm now here, and I'm going now to do this. I don't know if it has now to do this, what you say, that, that you jump in another world. Maybe also. I can't really say it. I just know that also now, if we are talking now about the present, I'm still very happy with what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm so thankful that I chose this.
Yeah.
And I could not do anything else, I guess. For now.
Yeah.
For now. So for me, the choice was right to do that. Although I have to say, maybe I'm also not so easy. How can I say? Maybe I'm also quite traditional, so I stick to something maybe also. Because also, I also not only had beautiful periods in my dance career, I also had hard times.
I want to hear about this. Yeah.
So there was also a point where I could say, okay, let's change, let's do something else, So, but I didn't. So I don't know if I'm. I don't know if because I'm a bit stuck in that, or I'm not daring to change. I don't have the guts to change. Sometimes,
really?
to go
you
out.
think you don't have the guts to change?
I don't know. I don't know. Or I am.
Depends on perspective, I think.
Maybe. Or the other way is I'm really happy with what I'm doing, and I guess that's what it is. And what I said, these two main forces in me, the mover. Being busy with my body, and the fantasy. Escaping. Fantasy, creating. Yeah.
So you're 22, you're graduating from Codarts, right? 22, 23?
No, yeah. No, I started then with 19, something like this. 20, sorry. I don't know. And somehow I got stuck into the school. I didn't got any job. So I was there till 25, something like this.
Okay.
So I was really late. And the funny thing is not... it's so funny that a little story I also want to tell, because I auditioned for Codarts, and I was actually... How old was I? No, I was 20, 21. Sorry that I'm a bit mixing up my age, but I'm really 58 now. No, it was like this because I applied for Codarts, although I was too old or just too, like on the level that oh shit, I'm a bit too old for the... but I still could go to the audition. And I remember, I got through the audition, and there also were many boys at the audition. And when I got in, and when I started at Codarts, they told me also, well, you're actually lucky, we will take you, although you're actually too old, but we decided that we will take more men. Also, so that the half of the class is men and the half of the class is women. And there were also men which were older. So they said to me, we made an exception with you. They are older men, so we also said you are talented and we want to give you a chance, although you are too old for...
What is the perfect age in that sense? 17?
I think it's between 17 and 21 at this time. And at Codarts, it's again different because now I'm teaching also at Fontis, at the Fontis Academy. Yeah. Dance Art in Context, it's called. and there we also, it's 17 till 22, 20. We have a wider range than Codarts, I guess.
And that has to do only because of actual physicality, or does it have to do with... I mean, because I worked with a few dance companies, and 36 is you're done. You're done.
Yeah, that's what they say. I mean, especially in classical ballet, they say the retirement age is 35.
35.
If you are now we're talking about classical ballet, and this is really hardcore. I mean, if I can say, like modern dance, maybe also more theatrical modern dance, you can get older. I mean, if you look at the company of Pina Bausch, there you see so various ages, which is really beautiful. And remember NDT Free from Kilian. There were also older people on stage, and then therefore also the work is a bit different, But if you really talk about high classical ballets.
How does that feel? I mean, knowing that there's an expiration date on your body, that you know that that's it, Like in the sense of, no, because I'm asking because as a musician, for instance, it's like, it's like wine. It gets better within the years. Like I can see musicians that I admired when they were 25. They sound better when they're 50. But because you just continue creating, continue practicing, you continue doing, playing your instrument. And then with dance, what I was exposed to is really this, you're going to be either replaced or you're too old or you're not
too expensive.
Too expensive also, because it's cheaper to hire an intern that is 18.
Yeah, you can hire 6 interns
for the price
or
of
me.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. So how does that feel in that sense? Is it like a daunting thing, or just you learn to accept it?
I think it's good that I wasn't busy with the expiring date of a dancer. Otherwise, I think maybe I wouldn't have started. No, I don't know. Of course, modern dance is different. And thanks God, there are companies like Pina Bausch. And so also my perspective changed. When I came to Codarts, anyway, that's also what I want sometimes to mention in this interview. It's we all live in a bubble. We live all around people, which creates us somehow, or which creates the world we are living in, And I saw that so many times. So that's why I like to move now, where I'm working, in the field where I'm working now. I move in different bubbles, which makes me really rich and also makes me look again at different point of views where you can relativate again a bit, where it's, I think it's very important. I think more people should do that. I mean, especially the people who are guiding this country should
Yeah.
sometimes switch a bit to another world and be there also, not just visiting for 2 hours, you know, like yeah.
That's to develop more empathy and understanding,
Yes,
right?
yes,
Yeah, in
absolutely.
that sense, yeah.
And that's what we need. That's what you need. And that's what we need in every bubble. I mean now when I look at the students at the Fontys Academy, you know, or when I'm in the academy, it's also a bubble. Or when I work with this company, it's a bubble. Or when I work in, or when I go to see art with a K, kunst, which, you know, like the high art, where you don't sometimes really. I mean, if you know a bit how to read, you get it. But if people from outside of Amsterdam would come and see, you know, so it's just
it's the echo chambering. It's basically living in like this echo chamber and then thinking that this is the entire world.
Yeah.
But I think also that's really important also for creators.
Yeah.
To be able to just get out of their little echo chamber. I remember in the conservatory was very much that, in the sense of, I thought this is Amsterdam, you know, like get up at 8 in the morning and leave at 11 o'clock at night, just practice the whole day, barely heard Dutch, barely came in contact with the society, actually, that it was outside of the conservatory. Yeah. And then all of a sudden when I got out like to the market, it was completely different.
Yeah.
Absolutely different. And I think that, I mean, that happens quite a lot. The shock of getting out to the real market, you know, this like, whoa, I need to negotiate, I need to talk to these people, and I need to try and sell a project or try to get a job in the creative industry. Did you find, because you said that you got stuck, I'm using your words, in Codarts until you were 25? Yeah. What was the thing that brought you out of it afterwards? Did you get a company that hired you afterwards, or what was the...
Yeah, well, it was really hard to get a job for me because all the teachers loved me and I was so hard working at the academy at Codarts, and I didn't got any job. I did so many auditions. I think I did more than 50 or how many auditions I did, and I didn't got a job. So I felt very desperate, and you start thinking,
is it for me? Yeah.
What? Why? How? And and then what happened actually? Oh God, help me.
I wish I could.
Yes.
I don't know.
I don't know. What was my first job? I can't remember. No, I really can't remember my... yes, of course, now I remember. No, that was a choreographer who came to school and he asked me then, oh yeah, that was the time, my God. No, I was lucky again. God, I always have this... little paradise lucky moments, which you should koesteren. I like the word koesteren.
Koesteren,
It's a beautiful word, no?
You should cherish. Yeah.
Cherish, yeah. Nee, koesteren is beter. I don't know. That was also this kind of helping moment, or let's say where I could hold myself up again. In the end, there came a choreographer, and actually he took me. And at this time, remember, it's a long time ago, Switzerland was not, it's still not in the EU, but I was not allowed to stay here. I had to get a staying permit. I mean, now we have the Schengen contract, and now I can stay here, I can work here, so no problem. But that was at the time where I needed to have a contract. I needed to have to present that I have a steady income. So I was lucky again that he offered me then a job, a 6-month contract. So I got also the staying permit. Okay. Yes. Oh yeah, that was also quite a battle. Yes, to be allowed to stay in Holland. Yeah. Yes, it's really a lot of time.
And you said, like, there was a point where you said that there was also like a lot of ups and downs or struggles that you experienced in your career that put a question mark of should you be doing it or not?
Yes. Yeah.
Tell me.
Well, there are there are many down point moments on the water. And I was always thinking, why should I do this castanai? This why should I go on and
like
with this
torture
work,
yourself,
torture myself? Because you have to keep on training as a dancer. You have to be in shape. That means really training to keep up, the condition, the quality of your body, that you don't injure yourself. So next that you have to look for the work you suit, and also the style, which is also changing in the dance world. You have also to train. So it's really it's asked a lot, because it's also asking physically. A high level of physical
performance,
force, but also mental force. So it both comes together. How did I don't know. I think dancing is healing. Also, I think dancing is healing. As music is also healing. I think that's the two art forms. Of course, also I appreciate the writing, also storytelling, and poetry is of course also healing, of course. But it's different. It's because you don't need the mind for it. Music and dancing, you don't need the mind for it, in my opinion, or in my belief. Because it's a direct art form. For me, especially music, you have to close your ears. It's a rhythm. Our body has a rhythm. The heartbeat is our rhythm. That's music. So all the vibration is music. Our cells is also music, actually, and by dancing and moving, your body is healing and your mind too. And it's cleansing. It's cleansing, and it's taking the pain away.
Interesting, because everything you're basically saying right now is, if I'm listening as someone from the outside, is that it was stronger than your logical mind.
Yes.
Telling you should be doing this and that because that will be easier for your day-to-day life, more money, let's say, more security, more this. But then you go back to the studio, go back dancing, it's like, this is why I'm doing it. It's a stronger force than you, right? Stronger force than your logical mind in that sense. So I find it so fascinating, because there is someone out there listening to this right now thinking of quitting, because they didn't get the audition, because they didn't get the gig that they wanted, because they didn't get it. Just continue no matter what, because it's going to switch at some point. The tides are going to change for your benefit. It's like, there is no, in my opinion, at least from things that I saw, also from my personal experience, you cannot be high octane career successful, all that. There needs to be also downtime. But that downtime is scary for us as creators, because we think, that's it, it's done. My career is done. But actually, you're regrouping in that time. You're regrouping, you're reassessing the stuff that you want to, like how you want it in your life. So you got this job, 6 months, you're working with this choreographer.
I want to add something.
Sure.
Because I think also in these down periods, maybe a new door is opening and you get to something you wouldn't have expect. And if you go there and try it out and open up, you might find actually the thing which is kind of created on this pathway, which is maybe already created for you. I don't want to believe in that or want to mention that, but that's what I experienced. often when I was down, I accepted other work or other opportunity, which maybe I wouldn't have done it if I would have had work as with a great company or with a great choreographer or whatever, or, you know, in the dance world, very admired. There is also another side to the dance world. But anyway, I found another door opening, which lead me to new ways where actually my talents were lying.
What do you mean? The talent was lying or relying?
Lying. No, lying there. That I didn't know yet that I had this talent.
Okay, so it's like a hidden talent that you still didn't nurture. Yeah.
Yes, that I have a hidden talent, which I wouldn't have thought of that I have this, which I have enormous quality through the years also, but also. And then I'm thinking more of the community work I'm doing, because I'm a dancer, I'm a choreographer, I'm a teacher, I'm a coach, but also I'm a community artist, and I'm also and also in the community artist there is a branch where where I also worked a lot in elderly houses and with people with dementia, and also with people with young dementia. So I experienced also to work with in form of dance, actually more the direction dance therapy, or without having had
Dance Connect.
No, it's not Dance Connect.
No, it's not Dance
No,
Connect.
it's with the company I'm working is Muziektheater Pra.
Okay.
Yes, maybe I can give you later the link.
Sure. Everything
maybe
is
it's
going
nice
to be.
to share. Anyway, I want to share even more many links.
Please.
I do.
I'm here to hear.
Yeah,
your story.
I mean, it's just also for other maybe dancers who would like to come in contact with me, or artists or whatever. You
Absolutely.
know, I'm open to share, or if you want to come with us or with me to share a day. In what you're interested, because I'm so diverse, you're welcome to come a day and look into my world if someone wants.
But tell me more about this community activism or community, let's say,
work.
Community work that you're doing, or like project based. What is?
What we do. It's Muziektheater Pra, and Monique Masseling has developed this company. So she is the oprichter, inventor of this group, and she asked me to join to develop the teaching, the performances we create together, and so that's also a point where I didn't have a job and as a dancer, and I met Monique, this person. Through a dance job we had together at Danstheater Aya. She was the dramaturg, I was the dancer. She saw my quality and asked me to join in her project. And in the beginning years, because we work now also 12 years together, so we mainly focused on elderly houses, working and dancing with elderly people. Then we changed to more dementia, with people with dementia, because of course, as you probably also know, there's less money in the zorg. So more the more problematic people are coming into the elderly houses. So the dementia grows, and so we did many projects with this group, which is really beautiful. So that's what I wanted to say. I'm so happy and thankful that I was able to develop or to meet these people and this kind of work, which brought me back again. What is the source of dance? And to make actually other people happy. And because dancing on stage can be quite egocentrical and, you know, like
narcissistic.
Very narcissistic. You know, I mean, it depends a bit the work, but let's say the dance can be a bit very pretty and beautiful, and yeah. So and interesting enough, we also invited dance students to come and dance with us. So we brought them also in the elderly houses, and many of the students came to me or to us and they said, "My God, now after still being in academia and learning all the steps and the technique and looking good and being the best, the competition is there still. They said, "Oh, I found back the source why I'm dancing, and that's bringing other people joy."
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think that happens? Actually, why do you think that happens? Because I see it with musicals. So like we all start from a very pure place, and then the industry comes into the picture, and all of a sudden it's about comparisons and competition and who has more than the other one. We all market towards each other, It's not really marketing to the audience, it's marketing to our peers to show them that we're, busy, to show them that we're working, to show them just yesterday I had a conversation with like someone from the theater world, and I was like, I didn't want to have this conversation because I don't like these type of conversations of asking me what I'm doing, and then I need to start like giving my CV in the middle of a
Yeah. A bit impressing.
Yeah, it's kind of like, come on, man, Like,
you yourself
I don't like this. I don't like.
You put yourself into this situation
and
that
then
you
then
reacted
I was
like this.
Yeah, and then I was really like, at some point, like, I need to go. Like, this is because every single thing that I would say, that person felt that they need to also say what they're doing and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
saw like it's a common denominator in it happens quite a lot in our industry. Everybody wants to up the other ones.
Yeah.
Like so how is it going? How are shows happening?
Yeah.
Good. I saw some stuff. It's like, you know what I'm doing. You follow me. Come on, man. You check my stuff. I check your stuff. Let's not play this diplomatic bizarre game,
Yeah.
So I wonder, like, I kind of lost.
No, you got lost.
I know, I got lost. No, but I was wondering, like, because you said something interesting. It's connected to that with the dance world, that it has its problems and everything. You said, like, on a by the way aspect. Could you tell me more about it? Like, what is the thing about the dance world that you're like, ugh?
About funny enough, and that's so beautiful about aging, or maybe the place I am right now, I feel quite content. Somehow, because I'm happy with what I'm doing, and that's so diverse that it's really enriching. I come back to your question. Wait, give me a second. It's just that I want to say that also that it's interesting because when I came in, you weren't there. We were saying a little bit. What was the aspect of what changed. When you look back retrospectively to your youth, or how would you change? What would you do when you would be younger? But with the knowledge of now,
No, the question was more like, because it's a fixed question of what would be the advice you would give yourself if you could sit with yourself for a cup of coffee.
Oh, that was it,
Yeah, with all the knowledge and experience that you have now.
Yeah, exactly. So I refer a little bit to that, to the question you had before, if we don't lose it. But as I said, I feel very content door the diversity I have in my work right now. I mean, it's also quite taking a lot of energy because I do so many different works. I mean, I'm such a freelancer, like teaching, choreographing, community artist. I'm like a chicken without head. Let's say like this.
Yeah.
I
Keeps on the cop. Yeah.
Keeps on the cop, running around. But on the other hand, I say that I meet so many different people, and what I can move with the dance and the knowledge I have from this 32 years of professional career. I don't anymore look at the dance world with not negative. I don't put myself anymore in this position where I had this. What you just asked me, what is the negative part in the dance world? I put myself a bit out of this because I don't see myself only working in the dance field. I mean.
Maybe the identification is
the
not
identification
there.
changed,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
also the profession I'm executing, because it's so different and so broad that I'm consider myself not so much only in the dance world, and which is also a bubble again, like. But if you want me to go back when I had the struggle of the dance world, dancing.
Yeah. Give me some drama.
Give me some drama. Give me some drama. Give me some drama. The dance world. How can I say about the dance world?
Putting glasses in the point shoes.
Yeah.
These are the stuff I heard from
Oh my
people. That
God.
sounds
Yes,
horrible.
I can bring up one now, which
Sure.
was, of course, also not easy for me, because, of course, what brings the conflict, what brings it, with this diverse work I'm doing, is, of course, managing the agendas. Managing the agendas that you are available on the spot, that one choreographer needs you, but the other choreographers as well. And then you might not get one project because you are blocked on this date. This can sometimes give some drama and stress.
Really?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
Because-
basically prioritizing like choreographers or...
Yes, and of course I made this decision now a little bit. What is first? Who is first? Is first.
Yeah.
And then of course you have to see how can you manage and deal if something would come up which would cross. You have to see how can you deal with it and how can you solve it. Yes, and then it's always hoping that the other party is supporting your situation or support each other to make it still possible. So I just had this, and a few weeks ago I have 2 choreographers I'm gonna work in the future with, which I'm really looking forward. I'm very happy that I'm gonna be on stage again, and that they really value the quality I have as a dancer of 58. And I'm so thankful because they are all young choreographer. One is in his 30s, or late 20s, and the other one also beginning 30s. So the young makers,
Yeah.
which are wanting to work with a diverse cast on
That's
stage.
cool.
It's so beautiful. Yes, I'm very happy, and they're really driven choreographers. So I'm very happy. And these 2 choreographers, they had dates on the same days, so it was quite a drama time for me to figure out how can we solve it, and it's solved now, and we agreed to work together. So I'm very happy. So
how did you juggle it with like having basically double booked? Having the same dates. How did you?
yes, it's then figuring out together how can you solve it. Yes.
You want the time out?
No,
What?
let's change subject.
Let's change subjects. I thought you wanted a break. I was like,
No, I don't need a break. but-
because you're like, and I'm like, you
No,
wanna...
I was just. I'll tell you later.
no worries. Off camera. Secrets.
Yeah, to make it a bit exciting.
Exactly,
No.
exactly. Someone shows up to the
Yes,
to the
exactly.
rehearsals like with a
Yes,
blonde wig.
exactly.
It's
Yes,
like a
yes,
different
yes, yes.
person, gaslighting both of them.
Oh my God. Well,
And
anyway.
and what is the thing that actually brought you to start the community projects that you want? Because you said it's because of the love of dancing, because of that kind of stuff, and because you didn't have work and you met Michelle, right?
Monique.
Monique, sorry.
Yeah,
So was it something that also was kind of like, okay, I'm going to try it, or was it something that you really, it was burning inside of you to do that?
No, I think I was more like, let's try it.
Let's try it.
Let's try
Yeah.
it. Let's try it. And by doing it, I figured out I love it and I'm very talented.
Yeah.
I was always a observer. I think that's also. I think
Yeah.
I was maybe so quiet as a child when I was 4, because I have this observing quality, and body language says a lot, or body energy says a lot, and I think I like to read other bodies and to change their energies into something else somehow. It's like a detective, being a little detective of how can I change this person.
Yeah.
I find this always a very nice, interesting game for me. Also, it's also a bit a game. How can I also influence others in movement? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
How can I bring people to play and to be open again and bringing them back to their childhood desires, or bringing them out of their mind and what the society puts on us, how we should think about us, how we should think about others, that we let go of this all these rules and barriers we put on ourselves. Yes,
Right,
yes,
right.
yes, yes. And I love to create this kind of performances or gatherings where other people get to do things they wouldn't do,
Wouldn't
and
do
then in
normally.
dance or in music.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. And right now we work also together with Dynamo and Boost, which is more a buurthuis situation, where we try to connect the people who are living in Oost, for example. We were busy there, and also with people who are just arriving from other countries, like they had maybe to leave their country, and they are just arriving in Amsterdam and have no contacts. So we are trying to connect these people together by
Yeah.
music and dance. So
Yeah.
So
Because it transcends like the cultural and the
Yeah.
language
yes,
aspect
it brings
of things.
yes, exactly, the music and the dance again.
Yeah, connects people. Yeah.
It connects people.
Yeah,
Yes, and
yeah.
not with the language.
Exactly, with the movement.
With the movement and the
Yeah,
rhythm.
because kids, it's amazing with kids. I mean, I have kids myself, and I see how easily they make friends.
Yeah, yeah.
And then down the road, more, problems, traumas, all that things that happen to us as adults, and and less movement also. What do you think about that? That as a society, we move much less now.
Yes, it's
Right?
such a pity. Yeah, it's such a pity. We lose also our traditions, and of course, it's always reinventing. Of course, I see now also
Diabetes is renewing.
diabetes.
It's like people are fat and sick.
That's again something else. But that has to do also with that the food is too expensive.
The processed food is easier to get. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I mean that's also another problem, of course. But also, of course, moving. Yes, that's also being behind a computer,
screen,
behind the screen. No, we should move more. Absolutely, I also try to.
Yeah, I think it really has to do with education also, because it's so easy to see, especially with kids now. It's so easy to just put them behind a screen or to have this sedentary lifestyle of not moving enough, while actually they have this like beautiful constitution of the body, kids, how they walk, everything is like in place, and how they position their head, and then to stop that natural thing of movement, it's really, I think it's very destructive for kids.
Yeah.
Huh? Oh, you had to burp. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, it's education, I think, and the way we are living now.
Yeah.
I'm also very happy that I had the years between 6 and 19. I was living in the nature or close to nature, so I had this ability to move in nature. I think city is so different. City brings another challenge with it. No, I can advise everyone to find something you like to move. Which makes you move. Which sport? Is it sport? Is it dance? Is it
And what would be actually, because we didn't get to it, but what would be that advice you would give yourself? Just imagine you can sit with Andrea, like she just moved to Codarts.
It's such a big question, and I said already I need to think even more about this. Maybe tonight some other things might pop up which I think, I should have said this, because it's a very important and a good question, but also a broad question. And if I answer it now in such a improvised way, let's say, or not overthought, but I say it really to myself, and I am my character, I'm so different to you, or maybe you behind the camera, Joao. So you might give yourself another advice, because you have also another life story, of course, and I'm a woman. If I would have the knowledge from now and then me going back when I was young, enjoy much more the moment, the present, being, and I still need to remind me, because I'm often too much thinking ahead, what I should do and how should I see myself. For example, I said to myself, okay, for now, with 60, I'm going to stop. In 2 years, I'm going to stop dancing. Or I look back, or what we just do now, we look back a lot also. Yes, being much more in the moment and enjoying that, being positive, being pleased with what you have. I think when I was not in my youth, but especially in the period, but that's also because I was a woman. I was in this dance world where there's a lot of negativity and also competition, and you need to be skinny, you need to be under 60 kilo, I mean, that was the time when I was at Codarts. We had to be skinny.
Eating disorders.
Yes. And
body dysmorphia, all this stuff.
Now it's changed, but still, I mean, depends in which dance scene you're moving.
Right.
The classical dance scene is still this, has this ideal which you have to have. Trying not worry, but not being busy too much with the others. Trusting more, trusting that. I think that's a one which I should always tell myself much more. I should trust. I should trust more that it comes good, because now seeing myself backwards, especially also with your talk. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Sure.
It's always nice again to see the lucky moments you also had. And to koesteren these lucky moments, and also to know they also will come.
Yes.
Again.
That's why never give up what you're doing. Just continue doing what you're doing. Andrea, thank you so much for doing this. It's been great. It's been a lot of laughs and emotional. So
Yeah,
I really
humor
liked
is
it.
very important. Humor.
Yes, laugh all the time. Laugh.
Laugh all the time.
Laugh.
If you're crying, laugh.
Yes,
It's so connected, laughing and crying.
it is. It is. I see it with my 5-year-old. He can
Yeah.
like cry, and then like 1 second later, I took him. Actually, we went to the Efteling, and I took him to the pirate ship.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what a horrible decision it was. He was just sitting next to me and he was suffering. I was suffering. We were both suffering. I came out like completely pale. I was about to throw up and he was like, oh, Papa, I don't feel good. And then like he just looked, look, a fish. And then he just forgot all about it. And I was like, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Keep on laughing, guys.
Keep on laughing.
Keep on laughing. I want to say also something.
please.
Sorry. I just said to myself, I don't know when, actually also being happy with the little things in life. That's sometimes I should tell myself every day. Also, just having this great coffee. This is so much value. Like knowing also that the little world I am living. Especially now. Yes, see the sun. That this is, your little life. It's just perfect. I mean, it sounds now cheesy, but you know what I mean. The little life you live, like you always think big, but actually, your surrounding, see it as a sun.
Yeah,
soleil,
because it's
le
really
soleil.
just being more present. What you're saying, and if I may paraphrase, it's like being more present, being also more grateful, practicing gratitude, because it's like that big role or that big prima ballerina, whatever role that you're gonna land. That's not going to change major perception of yourself, in life. Like if the attitude is not there, like if it's not positive attitude, if it's not actually seeing what is in front of you, it will never be enough.
No.
We will always want more and more and more. Like this ladder, it's like one of the guests here in the podcast, Mason, said very correctly. I really agree with that. That ladder doesn't end. You just climb on the ladder, career, and just there is more to climb and there is more to achieve and more of this. But if you can't enjoy, actually, if you can't see the stuff you accomplished already, easy for artists, for high achieving people to dismiss also what happened.
Absolutely.
And then that's suffering, that's suffering. I need to practice it every day, so it's...
Yeah, or also thinking, I mean, I don't want to say names. I was working with a big company and then I thought, wow, finally. And I felt also how the dance scene approached me suddenly different because I was in this famous company and suddenly they knew me and before they didn't know me and they were approaching me, talking to me, smiling to me. I was nobody before and suddenly you are somebody. And then being in this company and actually figuring out I don't match this company. I'm not the type I don't match with the choreographer. I don't match with the people. I don't think they are real. They are not real with me. It's just a show. And then I realized being in a famous, it was a well-known company, but I wasn't happy there because I didn't suit. I didn't suit into this.
Can you imagine how many people are staying in like really uncomfortable situations just to continue getting that confirmation from the outside?
Yeah, maybe. I have no idea.
A lot. I think a lot of people do that.
Maybe, yes. I
think a lot of people, life is way too short. Because it's you're putting on a show basically, and it's but from the inside you're suffering, and then it's like, and then this dichotomy of like what people see from the outside and what they project, and like your misery inside, it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible.
No, and that's why I say I'm much happier where I am now because I fulfill my talents I have. Yes, but I think that's also aging and staying in your profession or in your artistry you love.
Yeah, absolutely.
That you can figure that out. Yeah.
Andrea, thank you so much for
Yes,
a great conversation. It was great. Go on, it was great. Is there anything specific you want to plug or like say to the camera? This one?
Plug? What's plug?
Plug, like to promote.
Promote.
Yeah.
Promote. Yes, come and see me with Poor next year in the theaters. No, you want me to do that?
Whatever you want.
Is that plugging? Or plunging?
It's plunging
Let's
yourself.
plunge.
It's plunging yourself into the plug.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. No, keep me... well... Keep following me. I will follow you.
We're going to put all your links, of course.
Yes.
This was hilarious and eye-opening and moving also. Thank you, everybody, for joining us to Into the Score. We are going to see you at the dance studio or the dance theater or some other stuff that are connected to the dance. Yeah, exactly, Andrea. Yeah, exactly. Joao, just make sure that you get
Let's move a little
these
bit.
shots. Exactly.
Let's move
a little bit.
together.
This was great. So, see you.